Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nancy, and today I just wanted to do a quick preparation because I know some of you are learning all the different preparations and how to make them. And so this is rose hip season, and so I collected some rose hips. Rose hips are best collected in the fall. In some parts of the country, it's often said that they're best collected after the first frost. And I think that's true in drier areas than the Pacific Northwest. But here in the Pacific Northwest, if you wait until the first frost, you're actually going to end up with very moldy rose hips. And so I just want to show you a rose hip. Now these grow wild. On our wild roses here in Washington State. I picked these yesterday, and they usually have a little floral piece on here's one that I didn't clean, on the end that needs to be cleaned off, and usually I just pull it off really easily. Sometimes there's a green stem. Let's see if I can find one with a stem. Well, I think I de-stemmed most of them already, but so this one you can see has just a little tiny stem there. If you can just kind of take off any of the green stem, that's helpful. You don't have to get crazy about it. For instance, I would have left that one on if I didn't need an example. Okay, so what I do with these beautiful rose hips, which you see I have a whole bowl full, is that I put them in the freezer overnight just to get them all softened up, since we don't allow them to go through a natural freeze. They're very hard when you first harvest them at this stage, and so I put them in the freezer to soften them up, and now they're all nice and soft and easy to push on and squeeze all the gook out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make rose hip oil. Now this is different than rose hip seed oil that you might spend a lot of money for with various companies. Rose hip seed oil is actually extracted, cold pressed, from the rose hip seeds, which are just little tiny seeds, and I can't even imagine the amount of seeds it takes to make a 16-ounce bottle of rose hip seed oil. That stuff should be expensive. It's very dear. It's very dear to the planet. I prefer to use rose hip oil, which includes the seeds, which are inside these little bundles of seeds here. So you can see as I open this up that there's little white seeds in there. So that's what they press out for rose hip seed oil. It's cold pressed oil. It's a process that you can't do at home really easily. And however, like I said, it's very dear to the earth to get all those little tiny seeds out and squeeze those little tiny seeds. So what I prefer to do is to keep it in its natural state, make rose hip oil, and use that for my skincare products. Okie doke. So first I need to kind of break them all up, and put some olive oil. You can use jojoba oil. A lot of people use almond oil. What I have is olive oil, so that's what I'm using. I'm very practical. Put it in the blender, put the top on, and woo! I'm just doing some gentle whizzing just to break through the skin. And then what I'm going to do is pour this back into a jar. I have a jar here, which I'm going to pour all that into so it can sit here and kind of macerate or soak together. And so I'm just pouring. You can see that it's pretty thick consistency, which is what I want because it'll make it easier to strain out later. All the seeds and the skins will have a chance to interact with the oil. 1 second, I'm going to get a spatula. And and confers their properties. Now, I have to say that I do like having the skins of the rose hip in there with the seeds, because it has so much vitamin C, which helps with collagen, and I really think it really enhances the power of it for skincare, rather than just having the seed oil itself, because there's so many wonderful bioflavonoids and vitamin C in the rosehip oil, the whole oil, as I say. I usually like to do things wholly if I can. So that's what I'm doing. Probably what I'm hoping to do with this, once it's all macerated for a couple days, and then I'll strain it out. And I might even apply some heat to this. I might put it out in the sun initially. And then I might also put it in a little water bath to just help it extract a little better. A lot of people will do that. I like to use the most gentle heat necessary or possible. But really, this is the whole rosehip oil, which we'll use to make some cosmetics later. I hope to combine it with my rose flower hydrosol that I make, which is also just very wonderful, full of rose oil, which is again very, very wonderful for helping to heal the skin. So that's how you make rose hip oil. Again, different than rose hip seed oil, which is cold pressed. This is an infused oil. And so if I decide to put it in a water bath, I will certainly take a video of that as well, but probably I'll just put it out on my deck here in the sun, and let it heat up naturally. Okay? Take care, and thanks for listening. Bye.